Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk about a pretty big Kickstarter that's popped up along with some other topics that are related, such as why Kickstarters are meh and of course HD remakes in general. Today I'm going to talk about a game that's popped up, Mighty Number 9. If you don't know what Mighty Number 9 is, let me just give you the lowdown. Basically, the creator of Mega Man, a pretty big franchise which Capcom could have milked like Sonic, and even though it would have killed it off, considering how there's a ton of Mega Mans out there whining about how it's evil that it was cancelled, not realizing that the franchise was already going into the next Sonic, they decided to pretty much... There was a shitstorm when Capcom canceled Mega Man Legends 3, and it turns out there were some other obscure games in development that never saw the light of day. So fans were pissed off and everything. So the creator of Mega Man, now after leaving Sega, decided to get as close as possible to sell these people something. Something that was the exact same as they'd already played 400 times. Something that they could do a Kickstarter for, make tons of money with an overinflated budget. Which game, you may ask? Mighty Number 9. Or as I like to call it, not Mega Man. 1,907,919 pledged of a 900,000 goal. 22 days still left on this Kickstarter, by the way. And of course, as you can see here, this is pretty much gaining tons of money. You've got other games such as, let me just take a look at Kickstarter on games. You've got a ton of other games on Kickstarter like Project Phoenix. That game is supposedly has AAA talent and is going to be on the PS4 and the Vita. Only gets about 800,000 and there's not much more to go. Mighty Number 9. 2 million just for PS3, 360, and of course Wii U, because Wii U, Nintendo is so desperate they're handing out dev kits like they're candy to any indie developer. And of course, 3,300,000 PS4 and Xbox One versions. I mean, you've got other stuff like Project Phoenix. Jump cut just so I could take a look. $850,000 PS4 and Vita versions. And then you've got this game, which is a retro style game, probably doesn't need that much money to make, and guess what? How much budget does it need? $3 million and 300,000 too. Tons of money just for a PS4 and Xbox One version. Take a look at other games, they don't need that much money in. Kickstarter, it's full of projects like this where they're totally bloated and they need more money than they want more money than they actually need, and happens all the time. Just take a look at a certain YouTubers, all the YouTubers who are using Kickstarter. But now it's another thing I gotta mention. About Mighty Number 9 and stuff, just take a look at the rewards for this thing. I mean, the rewards for this thing are stuff such as, oh, pledge all this money, you'll get all these stuff. You'll get t-shirt, exclusive in-game this, and all this stuff, and oh yeah, pledge $500 or more and get a picture by this one person. And pledge $1,000 or more, get your voice in the anything. I do not want to hear what the voices are going to be. This is going to be cringeworthy. Pledge 2,500 or more. You get your face in the game. I'm kind of cringing already. Pledge $5,000 more. Help design an enemy. Help design an enemy, so basically that means it's going to be a recovered thing, pretty much. And these stuff have backers. Pledge 10,000 or more. Dinner with the guy who made the game. 3 backers. 3 backers for this. And let's not forget, they're just gonna, it looks just like all the other Mega Man games. I mean, you take a look at the story. A ninth and a bunch of robots, and the only one not infected by a virus. Definitely not a Dr. Wily type plot. They just changed it to avoid a lawsuit. Run, jump, I mean, look at this shit. It looks just like Mega Man. And look, Mega Man, they name drop Mega Man in the Kickstarter. It's being developed for PC, of course. They got, of course, other platforms, but they need stretch goals just to do a port to a last gen console, and not say the indie friendly PS4, Xbox One. You'd assume that, considering how the PS4 is the new system, they can just tack on to Kickstarter things, that they do that. But no, they need $3 million for that. $3 million. And it's literally just, in both those systems, Xbox One, PS4, they're mostly just PCs. And of course, let's not forget that, look at this, look at this. They actually, this thing, it's already got like what, 1,907,000, let's just hit reload. Okay, it's kind of slowed down. It's not getting as much money as it was earlier. It's only at 907,958. But I guarantee by the time this video is up, it will have jumped, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does end up making the console, at least some of the console stretch goals. Probably the Wii U, 360, and PS3. I especially love how they put the Wii U in, though, considering all the people who buy that. But and yet you've got this Project Phoenix game. You've got AAA people working on it, and it's got a smaller budget. Seriously. That's what you think about it. This game with AAA talent, some game with that only requires $800,000. Mighty Number 9, an indie game, well, this game only had a $100,000 like minimum Kickstarter thing before they went to the stretch goals. This game, $900,000 before it goes to the stretch goals, and it's getting money thrown at it like mad. Honestly, this is part of what I think is wrong with gaming. Games get rehashed over and over and over again, and they get money thrown at them. You've got rehashes, Rise of the Triad, DuckTales Remastered, Leisure Suit Larry, and all those other games that got rehashed and bombed. Here's the thing. Sometimes sticking in the past is a bad thing. People talk about how high budgets are evil, and yet indie games do it themselves. People talk about how doing stuff, anything is evil, but if indies do it, they get a free pass. This is what I think is wrong with gaming. People want everything to stay in the past and never change whatsoever. When you stay in the past and nothing changes whatsoever, you end up with Atari. Look what happened to the Jaguar. You end up with modern Nintendo. Look at how nobody's buying a Wii U, and how Pikmin 3 and all those other games just aren't saving the system. Look at how Nintendo had to make a 2DS because they couldn't compete in the phone field. Like how Sony's got their Xperias and Microsoft has their operating system. Nintendo, what do they have? Nothing. The market's changing. And when you can't compete in the market, can't make good games, try to play off nostalgia. Sure, playing off nostalgia will work for a while. I mean, but hopefully, eventually it'll lose steam. Just take a look at what happened with older indie games everybody forgets, like World of Goo. Does anybody even remember that game anymore? Or other indie games from the same time, like Osmos, or whatever that game is called. Nobody plays those games anymore. I mean, let me just take a look at something. Let me take a look at the Steam charts for World of Goo. 13 people playing an hour ago. 21 people was the peak for this whole game today. That's what Mighty Number 9 will be in a few years. Or what if it's like all those Mega Man X's, those 400 other ones everybody talks about? Well, they're not as good. There's 8 Mega Mans, but they're terrible. Mega Man 2 is the best one. You know, like that? Well, what if Mega Number 9 turns out to be like that? Anybody supporting this just threw their tons of money at this game without even knowing, is it going to be good or is it going to be bad? Let me take a look at another game that's kind of fizzled out. And just to prove my point that many indie games and other kinds of games which are trying to play off nostalgia don't do so well when the filter wears off, Rise of the Triad, the game which was supposed to bring back old school first-person shooters, only about 50 people playing it now, in the whole world too. That tells you something about how successful the game was. Nobody's playing it anymore. And you've got other games like, what? You have like DuckTales Remastered now. Not even many people playing that game. Only what? You've only got what, 58 people on this game now? Many games that try to play off nostalgia don't do so well. And that's just what Mighty Number 9 is doing. It's trying to play off nostalgia for those people. Trying to be like, oh, remember back in the day with Mega Man? We're going to make a new one. That's what this game is doing. It's playing off the nostalgia, and it's going to be meh in the end. Of course, I'm guessing all the people buying it will think it's the greatest game ever, and that anybody who doesn't like it is a hater, but it's just going to be meh. I mean, look at all those other games. You can say, I can agree that there are opinions about stuff, but something you can't deny is the player numbers. The player numbers pretty much tell you all you need to know about who still plays these games. Sure, it might be good for like a week or two, but in like a month or two, who's going to remember Mighty Number 9 after all that Kickstarter money was thrown at it, after all that hype? Where is it going to be? Forgotten? Like Duke Nukem Forever? Well, actually, that's more remembered than, say, Rise of the Triad? Is it going to be forgotten like DuckTales Remastered was? I'm going to guess it's going to be a forgettable game. I'm not going to put my Kickstarter money for it. I wasn't going to anyway. But honestly, I won't buy the hype. After all, it's like if Yuji Naka made Freedom Planet. It's basically a Mega Man clone, which plays off the nostalgia of Mega Man, on how Mega Man was the best thing ever back in the day. It plays off the nostalgia of that, and, you know, the sad thing is their games are original. They're not getting shit compared to this. I mean, sure, not every attempt at remake or spiritual successor goes well. I mean, look at Shadow of the Eternals. Look how that thing did. It failed, but many games, all you have to do is play off nostalgia, and it'll get money thrown at it at mad. I mean, even if you have an overinflated budget, people are going to throw money at this stuff like mad. And sadly, this is what gaming has become. Remakes, rehashes, and anything new is automatically evil. All in all, this is why I don't like gaming in a nutshell. It's like, people can't accept anything. There's a new game, and it's like, you can't even make a new game anymore. It's automatically an evil AAA game, and proof the gaming industry is evil and collapsing and trying to become Call of Duty, that indie games are the saviors. That stuff, that logic is broken. But in the end, it could be just a self-fulfilling prophecy. Gamers never buying anything they want. They're never going to buy any game, and then when gaming degenerates to indie games, they'll be the only ones they can blame. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and please, Kickstarter's trash, and most of the games on it are trash. Sure, there might be a good game or two, but the fact that people spent money, $10,000, just to have a dinner with some guy. I weep for humanity. In a few years, are we going to be giving plants energy drinks thinking that that feeds them? I don't know, but who knows. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and please, please, if you're going to buy games, please don't jump on the bandwagons. Please judge them for yourself. That is all. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more.